Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, well, we're not working on bikes. We're finishing up our garage door insulation. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said today, no bikes today. We are working on our garage door to finish what we started about a year ago. So about a year ago-ish, it was like a year-ish ago, we started insulating our garage door, getting it ready for insulation. Now last winter it didn't really get that cold, so it wasn't a huge deal that we didn't finish it last year. So what we started with was we went ahead and we did brand new seals all the way around this door. So all along the top, all along both sides to block out any air coming through the sides. And this door did not have any of those seals when we got here, so that itself made a huge difference. It keeps all the air out from there. Along with that, we also did a new bottom track on here too, bottom seal on there, so it really seals around the outside of the door. So that helped a bunch. Other thing we did, we went ahead and we took our welder, we went in and welded these actual support braces here to the skin of the garage. And that's because most of those, the tacks were all broken off, so we had to fix that before we could kind of move on to pretty much covering all that up on the door. So we tackled those together. It made it a lot quieter. It actually, just doing the seals itself, made it a lot warmer in here just because it wasn't letting the air from the outside. But I can tell you, it being like 30 degrees outside right now, it's probably like 35 outside right now. If I put my hand on the door, that door is freezing cold. That is pretty dang cold, and that's because it is cold outside. So we have a lot of cold air still coming in through this door. Along with that, when it comes to the summertime, my house faces south. This door gets blasted by the sun all day, every single day. So this getting blasted by heat really warms the inside of this garage up. So what we're going to be doing today is actually finishing insulating this door. So there are a ton of ways you can insulate a door. So many different ways. Of course, you can go ahead and buy an insulated door out there. I don't need to buy an insulated door. This door works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Sure, it's got a couple little things, but it's easy to maintain. I have no reason to buy a fully insulated door for a ridiculous amount of money. Not worth my time. I'd rather do it myself for a lot less money than that. Another way you can do it is add pretty much like those foam insulation pads into each of these cavities on the door. And you see that quite often. It's one of the more common ones for do-it-yourself. Is just stick a panel in here and that insulates the door. What we're doing today is something that's I see a lot more, and I've actually heard it works a little bit better than just using the panel insulation. And that's going to be essentially using this double reflective insulation here. This is like a reflective sheet. You can see it's yay thick. It's really not that thick of stuff. This is a big old roll of 25 foot, and what we're going to do is essentially lay a layer on the outside of this, pretty much leaving a cavity in here. What this does is pretty much this increases the R value of this insulation. Because you're trapping air in here, I'm not a big insulation expert, but it's supposedly trapping air in here, lets that air not escape to you, increases R value, and it works better than doing the actual blocks of foam insulation in here. It's also a lot easier when you have a lip on both sides. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're just gonna put this on there. Before we can actually get to putting this on, yesterday I went ahead and what we did, we got a can of Great Stuff spray foam. I'll show you guys that clip from now. Okay, so first thing we're working on is actually finishing up sealing up the full garage door. So if you kind of look right on the edge, right over here up on the edge, if we kind of lean you in, you can see there's light coming through. That is light from the outside. I mean, there's cold air coming through the garage in those spots, pretty much in those spots. So that's our first thing we're going to deal with, is we're going to foam in those spots there. Pretty much seal this guy up for good. And then we can kind of go over the top with our insulation. So for doing that, we got this stuff here. This is called the Great Stuff. It's pretty much expanding foam. You spray it in there, you shake it up really good, and it fills pretty much gaps, cracks up to 1 inch, which should be perfect for what we're doing here. So pretty much this little guy here is what we're going to use to dispense right here. So it should be able to, it's been a while since I've used this, we should just be able to kind of go in here. Just like that. Whoop. That's why it says dispense slowly. We should be able just to kind of go through and just hit all, pretty much anywhere we have light coming through. Should just be able to blast this stuff in, and it will expand. So just like that, I'm going to do the other side, and then we'll probably smack some kind of these middle cavities too, just to maybe deaden the door a little bit. But you get the other side, and then we'll get right back to this. All right, so we got the whole door foamed up. You can see our expanding foam is actually expanding on this side. The first side we did already. So expanding foam filling in those cracks right there. If we turn our light off, you can see there's no light coming through there. So we did that all the way down, and then we did pretty much our 3 center braces too. See if that makes any difference. I had some extra. I'm not going to save it, so might as well see if spraying those helps deaden the door sound some. But there's all those, and then of course we got the one way over there too. The whole other side, no light poking through at all. Looks good. So instructions say let this sit up here for 8 hours to fully harden. So that's why we're doing this now before we fully get this in. Why this is a full different day? Because we have to get this to expand. It's probably going to take longer than 8 hours because it's supposed to be kind of cold tonight. It's only like 40 something. Let's see. Let's take a look. It's 45 degrees in the garage right now. Holy crap. At least that's what that says. Maybe 46. I don't know. So it's not exactly warm. It says you should use it when it's like 75. Well, it's a little late to be using it when it's 75. It's not going to be 75 for a while now. But we'll let that expand. We'll come back. We'll see if that deadens the sound at all and see how that works. And then we will start laying some panels on the top of this, some of that reflective sheeting, and we'll be set to go. All right, so back to today. Now that that foam has had a chance to harden up, expand, do what it needs to do, you can tell we've actually painted it black. Supposedly in the instructions on there said paint it and it'll last longer. So I have a can of black spray paint. I just sprayed it black. Whatever, you're not going to see it anyways. I really probably wouldn't have painted it if it didn't say it on the can. So, don't really care about that, but you can tell it's painted black now. You're not even going to be able to see it once this stuff's up, so who cares? So, next up we got to do, to put this on, essentially like I said, we're going to be doing a layer on top of there. Now obviously this is longer. My door I think is like 21 inches or something like that. They sell it in pretty much 2 widths, 16 and 25. 16 is too short, 25 is too long. So what we're pretty much going to do is put this in between right there along the whole way. And that's what's going to insulate our door. So we'll cut off the end off of, once we put this on, we'll cut off the end of this, cut off whatever's extra, make that work. Before we can get to that, we got to remove some things from the door so we can get this to lay flat. So obvious things we got to remove are going to be our wind braces here. Those, if you don't have them on your doors, because it's not windy where you live. So it gets ridiculously windy where I live here in Reno, Nevada. We get up to like 67 mile-an-hour gusts every once in a while. And so these help brace the door from blasting in. Kind of an important thing. So we got to remove these. These 2 braces here have to go. So hold up. So these 2 braces we have to remove for the time being as we install this. Once we install our new insulation, we can bolt these right back to the door. Have that sturdiness back, but we need to remove them to get the thing to lay flat and actually insulate the whole door. There's actually a gap right here and right here. So, got to remove both those braces here. Along with that, we need to probably remove this top brace here. Yeah, we're going to remove this top brace here. We'll remove our door arm, or garage door opener arm right here. We'll remove that off of the door, and we'll probably remove our top rollers on each side, just because those kind of stick out kind of weird. And I think other than that, I think we're pretty good. So, we got to remove those first. Once we get those removed, we can start laying this insulation out, cut it to size, lay it out, start attaching it to the door, and hopefully get it a little warmer in here, because it's starting to get cold already, and it's the middle of October. So, let's grab some tools. Let's start undoing these. I think these are like an 11 millimeter, 10 or 11 millimeter socket. We grab that, let's start working. Okay, so got everything we need to remove. Top bar, wind braces, the top rollers are removed. We went in and cut this guy off. This is for the handle on the outside that you would turn to lock it. None of that hardware is here anymore, so I really don't care about it currently. So we went and cut that off, took the plate off, don't need that. I took the actual garage door opener off. So I think we're set. Everything else, these hinges, we're just gonna have to work around some. So pretty much we just have to, when we put that sheet on, we're just gonna pretty much trim this little notch out of each of them. Some notches will be bigger than others. So, but We gotta trim that notch out of them all. Something we gotta do, and it's not, like I said, some are gonna be bigger than others. Like this hinge is lower for some reason. This hinge is higher. This hinge is smaller. This hinge is smaller. Who knows? Who knows? Like I said, this whole garage door is old, but it works really well. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna open one of these rolls up. We're gonna lay it on the floor, kind of get our side to side measurements. Go ahead and cut it, and then we'll start hanging. We're probably gonna start with like this middle one here, this one right here, because we can reach it all. We can access everything. You know, we can practice, I guess, on something here versus up on the top, or kind of can't reach the top. So, I think that makes sense for me. Let's go ahead and do that. We are going to be using this stuff. This is reflective foil tape. It's for joining, sealing, and applying multiple insulation sheets. Kind of what we're doing. So, that's what we're going to use to attach this to the door. At least plan right now is to use this. I don't think I actually need anything to cut this. So I have heard it's pretty stupid with this because it labels it. I don't know if there's necessarily inside and outside though. So I'm just gonna stick it on the inside. I really don't care that much. It's gonna do the same job, right? So that's what it looks like. So it's pretty thin stuff, as you can see, but it's just gonna make a barrier on the door. Maybe we'll be able to tell the difference, but let's lay this out on the floor, cut it to length, start hanging. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll kind of roll this all the way to this end. Right there-ish. Yeah, this will work right there. Now we just need to, it's bubble wrap, don't do that. Start popping like bubble wrap. Just gotta roll this all the way out. Okay, so it's time to hang this thing. Probably easier if you had two people. I'm not gonna lie about that. But for now we got a piece of tape up here, piece of tape over there that we just ripped off a small piece of. Pretty much to help get it hung in the right place. At least that's the plan. Like I said, easier probably with two people, but we're gonna make this work with just one. So kind of want to get it lined up even with some of the edges. I'm gonna kind of stick that guy on there, and then I'm hoping we can just kind of lock down. Maybe I just need it to stay for a little bit so I can put the big tape on. There we go. Okay. There we go. So see, that's kind of what it's gonna end up looking like throughout the whole thing. That'll work. So let's start getting some tape. We'll start taping right here, and when we get to kind of close to these, we'll trim our little notch out. Maybe we just, yeah, let's do that. I like that idea. Okay, let's grab our foil tape here. There we go. So just like that. So you can see we just nicely cut around the outside of that. That'll work good. Let's just keep on taping. We got a lot of tape to use. So we got a lot of tape we gotta use still. Let's tape this whole thing up here. But it's looking good. Oh, it's pretty good. Okay. So now we got at least hung by the top. We still gotta go through and finish up our, our taping up here to get that to look good. But now that we've at least got that done, thought maybe we do the sides, but I'm thinking we need to cut the bottom first. Just make it to length so you can see this is actually, the actual bottom is like right here of the panel. So we gotta cut this that much off of pretty much all the way. So I got my razor blade. I'm thinking let's just kind of find that crack and just go all the way across. Then after that we can come back and we can finish taping. Up on the, we can take the sides, tape the bottom, be good from there. I think that's a good plan. So let's see. You guys kind of get the picture now, right? So have this all over here. I mean, it's warm in here because I'm working in here. So that pretty much on all these panels should provide some nice reflectiveness to cold and heat and keep it outside, hopefully. So it better, after all this work, it better do something. So there's one panel. Just gotta do the same for 3 more panels. So yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think it'll work. I think it'll work pretty good. I definitely learned some stuff while I was doing that one. I'm going to cut the whole panel on the ground first before putting it up on the wall. That way it's easier to cut on the concrete. So we're just going to cut it on the floor first, concrete, and then we'll slap it up there. Yeah, I think it worked pretty good. It sealed off really good, I think. Heck yeah. There we go. I like it. Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, I think we'll work on the top next. Let's clear up some stuff here. All right, we got 2 panels on now. We got the middle and the top. I'll say the top went a lot faster than the middle did. Now that we know what we're doing, that went a lot faster. We got all of our wind bracing back on here. Top rail, bottom, middle. We got our guy on right here. We got our wheels back on for the top. I'm ready to test, make sure the door opens. Which would be a good test to do. I also got to get the door back on the track where it's supposed to be. So that's kind of next. Let's open the door and see if we can, see if it'll work. Make sure it doesn't fall off or anything. If it is, I'm going to catch my camera because that's going to be entertaining for you guys. Let's see. There it goes. That's getting me. That's a black finish what I did. Okay. Bring it back down. I think we're good. It went up and down again, so we're good on that part. I like it. That's looking good. Okay, I got fix a couple spots I jabbed with this big one up on top. The rest of them are pretty easy, other than being way down there. But relatively easy. I don't have to take anything off, don't have to put anything on. Just gotta cut them to size and slap them on. This next one we gotta use, I believe we gotta combine 2 rolls, if I remember right. Yeah. So they come in 25-foot rolls. This is like 18 feet, I think. So 18, 16 feet, I don't know, 16, 18 feet, something along those lines. So, you know, I could have got 4 25-foot rolls, but I'd have this much left of every single one. So for the middle, we're gonna do pretty much this, and we'll just tack on the rest on the other side off of that other roll, and the bottom we'll do a fold. That way I know the bottom is super secure. Because that one might get hit a couple times by who knows what. By bike, cabal, you know, tools, whatever. First, the middle I'm not as worried about. Let's do the middle one now. So as you can see, it's looking pretty good. I'm liking the look of it. I think it's gonna work pretty good. It was pretty warm in here until I opened the garage door. So let's start working on the next one. Don't need a step stool anymore. Don't need tools. All we need is our box cutter. And that's it. Hardest thing was finding the stupid holes once you put it up. So once you find the holes, pretty easy. So to find the holes behind the insulation, I have my little pick here, just a little straight pick, and I would start poking at where it is. And once I found the hole, I would just poke right through because there's nothing behind it. And so then I could bolt something in and I could start lining up the rest of the holes. It really wasn't the hardest thing, but that's kind of the suckiest part. Everything else isn't that bad. So let's let's hang this one up, and we'll do that one. We'll hang this one up, then we'll finish off whatever's left with that one, and then we can do the full thing on the bottom. There's 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. That one was the one where you spliced them together. You can kind of see it right here, but can't really tell on the camera because it's all shiny. But we spliced the 2 together right there. Finished it off. I mean, it's looking good. We got 1 more layer to do. I'm gonna go snag some lunch real quick, eat some lunch. We gotta vacuum out this bottom track here, and then slap our last sheet on there. Whew. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So there we have it. Garage door is fully insulated. That is so awesome. That looks so good. it also, I think, quieted down the door some. Maybe it's getting trapped inside, I don't know. But it's definitely actually quieter going up and down now. It may have actually dulled some of the sound from outside. We'll see that in videos though. But that is our door, fully insulated. So I ended up for my big door using 3 of those rolls that are 24-inch wide by 25 foot long. I still have extra over there too, so you can hit other things too. It kind of covered up pretty much anywhere I needed covered up on the door, and it should make a difference. I'm hoping temperature-wise in here, as well as maybe sound from outside of the garage. I don't know about that one. We'll find out about that one. But I used those. I did use a full roll of this foil tape here. That's what I decided to use. Some of them come with double-sided tape, and you know, just depends on what you want to do. I like the foil tape myself. It sticks, I feel like, better. So I went through a full roll, and I just had to go get another roll to finish off essentially the sides and the bottom of the last one. But everything's all done. It's all stuck on there pretty good. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on things over the next little bit to see how well it sticks. I have plenty of extra tape now. If I need to tape something else up or whatnot, pretty easy to do. So that's our garage door now, fully insulated. Hopefully that's I think this is going to work pretty good. We have more projects coming, so if you want to see more garage improvement stuff, make sure you hang on to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because we're redoing our full area behind where we film. That area is getting completely redone, and it's going to be even better. It's going to be even better. It's going to be awesome. We're also redoing how our bikes hang. We're redoing almost everything in the garage. So stay tuned if you're into garage repair stuff, you want to see how we do all this stuff, learn how you can do it yourself. I am not a professional by any means. I'm just a guy who works on bikes, and I was able to fully insulate my garage and get it all set, ready to go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, or at least found it somewhat entertaining. If you did, give the video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.